The president is en route to South Carolina, where he will stump for the state's governor. But before leaving, he is tweeting about Harley-Davidson and the company's announcement this morning in a regulatory filing that it would begin shifting some production out of the United States in response to retaliatory tariffs from Europe. The president tweeting, "Surprised that Harley-Davidson, of all companies, would be the first to wave the white flag. I fought hard for them, and ultimately they will not pay tariffs selling into the EU, which has hurt us badly on trade, down $151 billion. Taxes just a Harley excuse. Be patient. Hashtag MAGA." Unclear what the president is referencing when he says ultimately they will not pay tariffs selling into the EU. We know the administration has said the end game of this strategy is to lower tariff barriers worldwide. And Harley has been one of those companies that was vocal during tax reform about the positive momentum that tax reform would create in the U.S. economy. He seems to be saying that that was just a Harley excuse. So certainly the president is not backing down after hearing from Harley-Davidson today that they would be moving some of that production out of the U.S. as the company incurs a $100 million charge on these tariffs. Melissa?
All right, Kayla, thank you. Kayla Tausche in Washington for us. Now, this is an interesting example because this is a company that was already going to close a U.S. plant, consolidate two other U.S. plants, and face a slowdown here in the United States, and now they have this problem. So, is this a tariff problem? Is this a trade stock or not a trade stock?
So I would argue that it's not. We love playing this game, and it's a very confusing game for all of us, especially Guy. But ultimately here, if you look at the ticker hog and you look at that chart, you can see that this company actually peaked on Jan 26 with a lot of markets, but that it immediately sold off, first of all, on some guidance and a sense that this was not even a trade war dynamic at that time. I would repeat, though, that I think that the high-end luxury sector, of which I would put Harley-Davidson, this is a discretionary item for those that want that high-end motorcycle in this country. And I think times have never been better for these guys. I think the consumer that buys the Harley has actually never been better, and I think it's a good time for the company.
Fewer people want a Harley, is the thing.
Well, that's a different issue. But in terms of the consumer and their core, their core brand, no doubt.
How can it not be a trade war stock? I think it has to be a trade war stock.
Unless
down
you're using
18%,
the excuse of a trade war.
It's down 12%. I get it. I can look at I think what Tim does and Guy does, they look for the next domino. I just look at it as, is it a trade war stock? Is it being affected by negative trade war headlines, like a Boeing, like a CAT? So it acts like it's a trade war stock, therefore it is.
So it's a duck, acts like a duck question.
It smells like a duck, the whole thing.
All that.
Stock was down 20% before the word trade war.
Right.
It can be 12%.
They can be both trade war and not a trade war stock?
No, it could be both trade war and that the first part of the decline, I believe, was not a trade war. I think it's very specific at addressing your demand. They should be killing it, but I think that, the demand for their product has changed.
What about your fat tail, Guy?
I still have it.
What kind of fat tail are you talking about?
Just talking about.
It gets great gas mileage, but it is a bit. I mean, you're talking about secular decline. I mean, since 2013, it was a $70 stock. It's trading $40 now. So today, it is a trade war stock.
Yesterday.
The last 5 years, there's other things going on.
Agree.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.